Did you know that about 87% of teens say they don't know enough about personal finance, yet only 21 states require financial education in schools? Financial literacy starts at home, so let's make sure our kids grow up money smart. Welcome back to Simply Money. Teaching kids about money early can set them up for a lifetime of financial success. Today, we're breaking down simple ways to teach kids smart money habits that will last a lifetime. The reality is, most kids don't learn financial skills in school, leaving them unprepared for real world money decisions. Again, 87% of teens don't feel like they have enough financial literacy. If you're not sure if you do, even as a parent, check out the video we did on testing your financial IQ just to see where you stand. How much basic information do you understand? The point of that quiz is just to see how much you know, to realize there's so much we can learn, and it's here and available online in books. There's so much information out there. We just have to put the time in and learn that. And I want you to be prepared to be able to help your kids to start their adulthood financially successful. There are some consequences to financial illiteracy. 56% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency. And the average household carries over $6,000 in credit card debt. And those are typically high interest debt. And we've gone through videos on the impact of those credit cards, how much you're paying, what the real cost of them are, and how they create stress in your personal life and that snowball effect it has on your health and well-being. Additionally, without financial education, kids may fall into the same cycle of poor money management. We want to make sure we set up our kids and the future generation to understand finances so they don't fall into these same traps. Let's look at some simple and fun ways to teach kids about money. We want to make money not a taboo subject. We want to make sure they understand that it's important to discuss it, it's important to ask questions, and it's important to learn about it and understanding the power of certain elements of money, whether it's going into debt and the negative power or investing in the power positively of compound interest. One of the things you can do is by having saving and goal setting. Make sure that your kids are learning to save. That's a vital step in early financial literacy, is teaching them to save. And this can start at a very young age. And I encourage you to use something like clear jars so they can see the savings growing. I remember as a kid having a Big Al piggy bank from Disney World. I couldn't see what was in it, but I remember putting money in there, but then I'd get curious and I'd open that up and I'd pull out what money was in there so I could see how much was there. I'd encourage having a clear jar where they can see it growing. And even for older kids, I know a lot of parents who are helping their kids save. Maybe they get a digital banking account or they go to the brick and mortar bank and they open up an account. I'd encourage you to let them see it growing at a younger age. And then as they get older, then you can go to the bank and let them see the statements. Let them see the interest that they can earn as you have helped them put those into higher yielding investments like a high yield savings or a CD and things like that, and seeing the growth that they get from their money working for them. But start simple when they're young with just letting them see the quarters and the dimes adding up in this little jar that they have. Also, we want to make sure that we're teaching them smart spending. Give your kids a small allowance or give them some opportunities to earn some money. You're going to have to make the decision on your own. You can do it like, here's an allowance just to have an allowance, or here's certain chores you have to do each week and then you get an allowance, or here's a chore board that each chore is worth a certain amount of payment. Taking the garbage out, feeding the animals, whatever the case might be, you have all these chores and they each pay a certain amount. Everybody's going to make their own decision what's best for their family, but give your children an opportunity to earn an allowance and to learn how to make spending choices and mistakes. Let them see that, hey, I spent all my money on this item at the spur of the moment. I had the impulse, I bought it, yet now I want something else. There's a mistake. I didn't save for it. Let them feel that. Don't bail them out. Make sure they understand that they made a choice. Now there's some consequences to not having that. So as they become older and coming to adulthood, they have the same mentality that if I spend all my money today, there won't be any left tomorrow if something comes up that I need it for or want it for. So help them learn smart spending. Also, don't forget to teach them budgeting basics. A good rule of thumb for small children and even younger children and teenagers is teach them the save, spend, give. Put 3 jars out there that they get when they get an allowance, they earn money, maybe they get gifting, birthday money, whatever the case might be, that they put some into savings, some into spending, and some into giving. And let them choose where they want to save and where they want to spend and also where they want to give. Don't force them to do something that you want them to do. What is it you want to give money to? Whatever it is. Maybe it's an animal shelter. Maybe it's sponsoring a child overseas. Whatever the case might be, let them learn and help them research of things they can do. What are they passionate about? Maybe it's giving to a local charity that they're familiar with, but it has to be something that they feel good about. Otherwise, it's not going to be beneficial for them if it's something you push them toward. So make sure they have those jars set aside so they're seeing their savings grow. They're seeing their spending. They can be saving up for that special item they want, and they have their giving that they can either save up for a larger amount or they can just give on a regular basis. And so the system to divide the money into these different categories is helpful for kids as they get older to realize, like in the basic budgeting that we do, you have your needs, your wants, and your savings. Those are things that we have to do as adults. And so teaching them at a young age is really beneficial in increasing their financial literacy. Also, the earning money, encourage entrepreneurial skills with small jobs like a lemonade stand, baking cookies, selling crafts, going around shoveling snow or raking leaves or mowing lawns. Help them learn and help them find ways to be more of an entrepreneur and finding ways to earn money outside of your home. Not looking for handouts, looking for ways for them to create income through their hard work. So those are great ways of helping them, because as an adult, you might have to do the same thing. Perhaps you have a career, but then you have to have that entrepreneurial spirit, and maybe you're looking for a side gig or a side hustle to help supplement your income. It teaches that, instills that at a young age to help them become financially literate, knowing that sometimes you have to put on the extra hat to go earn extra money to get you where you want to be. I want to talk about a real life success story, and you've probably heard of this gentleman by the name of Warren Buffett. At a very young age, he invested at 11 years old in 1942. He's been around for a while. He invested at 11 years old into a stock. At the time, it was worth $38. He bought 3 of those stocks. It was, $114 that he invested. That $38 stock dropped to $27 per share. So he saw a loss of his money. But then he saw that recover and got up to $40 and he sold. And part of the story you'll hear if you study Warren Buffett's life is that was one, it taught him to invest at a young age. He learned to investigate and research better what companies he was investing in. But the biggest thing was it taught him to withstand the market downturns and invest for the long term. Because even though the market went down, he hadn't lost money because he never sold them when they got down to $27. He waited until they came back up to 40, but he talks about he wished he had even held them longer and let them grow more, because he understands, obviously now, the power of time and compounding. So teaching your kids this at a young age, not to panic, teaching them to invest, but not just to invest in anything or what's up and coming or what's the hot topic or what social media is promoting, but to do thorough research and to invest in companies that you believe in. There's certain companies now, I may be part of them through my ETFs, but I would never buy their individual stock, whether it's for, I don't believe in their financial plan, I don't believe in their leadership, I don't believe in their future, their product, whatever the case might be. I don't buy single stocks because I don't want to have to deal with researching and following and making updates on this constantly. But you can teach your kids at a young age to do something, maybe learn about a company that they're passionate about. I'm not saying to do this. I'm just coming to me off the top of my head. When my kids were younger, GameStop, they enjoyed buying games. They enjoyed video games. They saw the upside of the video game industry. Maybe that would have been something we say, hey, let's save up some of your savings and let's go buy a stock of this, or let's go buy a share of an ETF that holds a lot of technology stuff like iPhones, iPads, video games, computer chips, whatever, something that's in a field similar to that, and let them buy that and let them hold that for a long term. Let them see it grow. Let them see the ups and downs and learn that, hey, there's going to be dips and there's going to be times when it goes up, and to learn to ride through those. It'll help them as they become older to realize as long as they're in it for the long term, they don't have anything to worry about. So the earlier kids learn these habits, the greater their financial confidence and independence will be as an adult. And so teaching these financial skills, this financial literacy, isn't just about money. It's about setting kids up for freedom and opportunity. And small, everyday lessons now can make a huge difference in their future. What's your favorite way to teach your kids or maybe your grandkids about money? Share in the comments below. If you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you're notified of upcoming videos. And we'll see you next time on Simply Money.